Okay, students, here's a video that I'm putting up for my students in order to cover some of the major concepts of species counterpoint 2 in minor. So again, species counterpoint 2 is a form in which you have a whole note cantus against a counterpoint that is in half notes. Let's look at some of the options that are available in species counterpoint 2. You can now begin with a half rest and a half note for more independence. Again, you can also start with a half note and a half note. And the ending, you can end with two half notes and then your whole note against your whole note, or as in this case, a half note, a whole note, and then a whole note at the end. And this slows down the rhythm more, I find. Again, if the cantus is descending down to the tonic, your ending has to be in contrary motion, and you'll get your 6/8 ending. Again, a sixth above the A. Again, we're in alto clef. And then a G to a G8. Let's look at some of the main points. Also in species 2, try to place your consonant intervals on your downbeat. So notice how there are threes, sixes, and threes, and a 6 and an 8 on your downbeats. Species 2 is another form, also allows for using the dissonant passing tone. So now for the first time you're allowed to use fourths, sevenths, and seconds on weak beats only, and here you have that. And also when you use the fourth and the seventh, the resolution out of the fourth needs to be stepwise and to a consonant tone. That's important. If you're going to skip, you must skip within the measure and involve consonant tone. So here's a 3 to a 1 skip. Here's a 3 to a 6 skip. Here's a 6 to a 1 skip. You can use ones now in the middle of the piece. You couldn't in species 1, but if you use a unison, it needs to happen on a weak beat. Okay? The goal of the melody of the counterpoint in this example is on scale degree 5, and try to place that on a downbeat. That creates utmost tension. And let's take a look at a playing of this. Here we are in G minor. So opening. Just if you're curious about the ending, we are in minor. Whenever you approach the tonic from below in minor, you need to raise scale degree 6 if you use it, and definitely raise the leading tone at the end of the exercise. Don't raise it in the middle. So we're using the natural minor scale, and at the ending we're using the melodic minor scale here. One more time, opening. So there I have the climax of my melody, a long sweeping octave scale rise from scale degree 5 to scale degree 5. So this is basically prolonging dominant harmony here, or a tense area. And then here at the end, I've planned out this motion that has scale degree 2. Again, we're in the key of G minor on a downbeat, scale degree 5 on a downbeat, and scale degree 7 on a downbeat, and then resolution. So these are the notes of the 5 chord, actually, in my last 3 measures. So here's that playing of those last 3 measures. Starting from here. Here's your C and your A. So if you look at downbeats only, here you have scale degree 2, here you have scale degree 5, and here you have the leading tone, and then the resolution. And together you get, and it prolongs a dominant area at the end, and you get the resolution. Here is my interesting section of leaps. Again, there's a big leap down. I fill in and I skip again, down, and then fill in again. So this last rise really does fill in a lot of the tones that I skipped over here. If you do skip, you have to fill in. That's if the skip is more than a third. You should be filling in. One more time. Okay, so once again, clarifying the dissonant passing tones, 3/4, 3/4, 6/7. You should be using the 4s and the 7s and the 2s on downbeat, on the weak beats. Okay, species counterpoint students, I hope this has been of some clarification for species counterpoint 2 in minor. So again, climaxing on 5 is important. Using the dissonant passing tones on weak beats is important. Placing consonant intervals on downbeats is very important. Changing direction after a skip is important. Try to create contrary motion. Here there's a rising line and the cantus is descending. Here there's a rising line and the cantus is descending. Okay, let's talk again soon.